War Games, and of course we're playing World Warships because, golly gosh, it's a fun game. And
Don't sound too excited, man.
I was gonna say, I can also say I'm not the only one saying this because here's AC horribly addicted to it already.
Yeah, it's a great game, guys. The reason he sounds a little bit down is because we keep trying to get into the match with our friends, and we haven't really had that much luck. And the times that we do get in there, we're on opposite sides, so that's a little frustrating. I kind of wish they make that a little bit easier. Wow, your ship is so small. Are you trying to ram me? You're gonna ram
No,
me?
I would never do that.
You're gonna ram me, man? No! Holy crap! What are you doing? Jeez, your thing is really quick. That is nuts. I like that. I like that speed on that one, but so small. It's like a sardine can, guys.
Destroyers are small, agile, and fast. That is the blessed privilege of them. But again, we are about as armored as a sardine can.
Yeah, I could imagine why. I mean, with that kind of size, you just really wouldn't be able to put very much armor on without sinking. So it's a give and
Pretty
take.
much.
We got torpedoes in the water. No, it's a. Oh, it's airplanes. Okay, you can see them pretty far away. I guess I'm gonna stay away from that. Now, what would your suggestion be if you're gonna split off the group with some other players and you see what classes they are? What would be the greatest combo to have a little mix of everything in there?
My experience is pretty much what it boils down to is destroyers are good at advanced guard. They're really good about getting out there and scouting, especially in a situation if you happen to be on a team that doesn't have aircraft carriers. Luckily, we do, but if you don't, then destroyers become your eyes to get an advance warning of where other teams or other ships are at. That said, destroyers are also they're very good at offensive, meaning that they can drop fields to water and go after people. But destroyers are also really good defensive craft in the fact that they can put up a barrier of torpedoes. What I mean by that is you'll find choke points like through the gaps of these islands here where you can keep dropping torpedoes periodically. Not necessarily at a ship or even if there's even a ship there to be seen just yet. You're putting torpedoes in the water and it does two things. One, it plugs that hole, if you will. So if anybody does happen to just end up there at the wrong time, they're going to have a tortured existence. But also because people will see the torpedoes in the water and then instinctively they're going to veer away. So you can kind of create an advanced guard and a barrier. Along with that, a very common combo and an appreciated combo is cruisers who go alongside battleships. So you got a battleship like right behind you is in New York. You stick with them, they get very happy very quickly because again, cruisers really like to screw up destroyers. And so if I were to say go after that Congo, that ARP Congo way out there, and that Mermats gets between me and him, that's going to help save that battleship from getting hosed.
Right, so you do want a good mix with them, but the downside is that some of you guys move a lot faster than the other one. So if you're playing the class that you're playing and you have that speed, would you suggest going slower or would you suggest doing circles around your fleet to make sure they're as protected as possible?
It depends on the situation. When you first get going, destroyers really aren't going to stay with anybody because they have the speed they do. So they're going to be running out there in advance, checking things out, getting a feel for where things are going, and so on. But the cruisers can usually end up doing like 3/4 speed or a decreased speed to keep up with the battleships to help out. That's a common tactic.
But that will allow them to take more damage, right? Because if you're going slower, you become a bigger target for everybody else.
Not necessarily. Again, the real kicker here and the important thing to remember is it's not, slower targets you think would be an easier target to hit per se. The reality of it is it's a matter of, again, varying your speed and becoming a non-fixed target.
Oh, I can see what you're saying. So, yeah, you can slow it down, but then speed it back up, and then slow it down and speed it back up to make it difficult. And to be honest, guys, that is a concept that I have not really been using all that much. It has made killing these enemies incredibly difficult to hit. I've missed more often than I actually hit because of that. So coming from a new player, somebody who's not nearly as skilled as other people in this game, yeah, that technique definitely works, and it throws off your game. Maybe later on people can compensate for that a little bit more, and you won't see as much rewards for the oh crap, turn. Oh no. Holy crap, so many torpedoes coming towards me. Where are you guys at? Where are they at? There they are. Oh, nice. Right outside their range. So how are you doing over there, man? Are you getting attacked?
Oh, I'm getting hosed right now, but I went boot to boot with a battleship. And he is seriously going to cut inside all those torpedoes. God bless it.
Well, if they got the skill, they definitely can do some pretty cool stuff. A little bit too low on that one. Come on, let me hit him.
Oh, crap. He's got his guns on me. So fierce. Oh, God. I'm going to die.
There we go. The New Mexico is taking some damage, man. If it wasn't for this island, I'd be wrecking it right now. What's up?
Oh, Christ almighty. I just managed to duck a whole bunch of shots from the New Mexico.
Oh, really? Because that's the one I'm attacking right now.
Oh, no!
A little faster.
Cleveland got me!
Did he destroy you?
Oh! Yeah, the Cleveland got a target on me. I was already low life, but...
Now...
Yeah, it was just my poor luck. I got cocky and tried to narrow my spread for torpedoes. Torpedoes have a unique value in that when you hit 3 for torpedoes, if you hit it twice, it will change the gauge. You can do a wide gauge spread or a narrow gauge spread for torpedoes. The idea behind it is a wide gauge spread will send the torpedoes broader in a fan, so you have a better chance of hitting a wider area. Whereas narrow gauge puts them closer together, so if you're in close quarters with somebody, you have a better chance of all of them hitting the target as opposed to 1 out of the 3 or 1 out of the 2.
Right.
And I got cocky and tried to do a narrow spread, and he was able to slam on his brakes and cut hard and miss them.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like there's so much tactics involved in this. I can see why actual ships in real life, guys, have entire stations, not just one guy in charge of a station, but entire groups of people in charge of all of that, because there's so many things that are going on that if you have that ability to not have to micromanage and allow other people to do it, react to it instantly, man, it just makes your ship so much better. And something that Carolyn was saying a little while ago was she leveled up and she got the ability to get commanders, right?
Yeah, captains for the ships.
And we really haven't...
Captains...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we really haven't touched on that at all. So if you could explain to the people watching exactly what do they do? I mean, what's the benefit to having them?
So captains are an ability that you get when you yourself reach tier 5 or level 5. And what it is a captain of your ship, is a guy that is attached to the ship. And the captains are people that actually level up in the battles. So when you go out and do your battles, you as a player will get some XP if you're high enough level to get free XP. Your ship gets XP, and then your captain gets XP. And as your captain levels up, gets skill points, you put those skill points into abilities. And abilities can be things such as... that's a nice close miss there.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what that guy was doing. I don't think he slowed down at all. He's like, I don't care what this guy's doing. I'm gonna wreck it.
Ship the when it comes to shipping, right of way always goes to the larger ship.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to get out of his way. I mean, that's all I could do.
Yeah, you did. But captains have abilities, things like reduced re-up time for your repairs, or detectability, meaning you'll get a little icon on your screen letting you know when you're detected by an enemy. So like right now, you don't know if an enemy sees you or not. You're not really sure if there's a plane overhead or something that can make you visible to the enemy. The captain has a skill point that'll let you know when that does happen.
That's nice. I mean, what does he give you, like a voice message saying we've been spotted, or you see a little flash on the screen?
It's a visual icon.
Okay.
A little visual icon with an exclamation point. It'll tell you if it's detected by ship or detected by air. But there's also other things, like you can get extra consumables. So for most ships, destroyers, carriers, and so on, you'll have 2 consumables per game, or per match. And if this ability, you can get 3 instead of 2. So battleships have 3 heals instead of 2, or 3 smokes for destroyers instead of 2. So there's different abilities like that.
Yeah, so nothing that like dramatically alters the balance of power in the game, but little bonuses that could save your life in them. And of course, then they would alter the balance in the game because you have that extra heal or whatnot. Ooh, that guy's about to get wrecked with all those. No, he's gonna miss it. Oh wow, those were close. Those torpedoes on the other side. I was zoomed in way over there. I don't know if you can zoom in that far when you're watching somebody else, right?
Nope. When you're spectating, there's no zoom ability.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but this is an ideal situation for you. And you can see that AC's with a battleship, skirting just a little bit ahead. He's got a pitch perfect formation right here because AC can just nose out barely ahead. He can sleuth out any destroyers that happen to pop up in their face, and they're both steaming straight towards the enemy base for capture.
Yeah, and nobody's over here, so I don't know if we're going to be able to capture it before they kill the other guys off. It's a 4-4 right now, actually 4-5, but I wouldn't really include myself in that counter, mainly because, to be honest, my ship...
There's a good chance.
Yeah, I was going to say, my ship really isn't upgraded enough, and even when I do hit the enemy guys, I mean, you saw earlier, I don't do nearly enough damage. Like, I think we need better ships, better weapons to have that ability now. I was looking at these...
Depends on where you hit them.
Yeah, that's true too, but I can't hit them half the time either. Like, half the time would be great. But these buoys, can you damage yourself or your ship when you hit them?
No, the buoys are strictly visual.
Oh, okay.
Now, situations like this, when you're coming into a capture point, the thing to remember is you'll start seeing right now on the A side, which is the enemy side, you start seeing the green start to expand. So AC is in the process of capturing this. Now, the thing about capturing is, first of all, the enemies can't not be in that capture point. If they are, it stalls the capture. So while any enemies in there, they stall. Now, what you don't want to do is sit dead still. That makes you stay target. The reason for that is another way that they can help stall or stop the capture is putting rounds into AC. So right now, AC is a contributing body or soul body in capture. If they can actually damage him, they'll actually roll back the capturing that he's doing right now.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so situations like this, since you're the sole person out here, what you want to do is kind of turn away from all the enemy ships are, kind of skirt the edge of the capture. Don't go outside the buoys, because if you go outside the buoys, instantly you lose all of that progress you've made.
Right. And I do believe, no, actually, I don't think they have any more aircraft left. Ours, however, do have a few. We have 1 torpedo plane and at least 2 of, what are they, machine gun jets?
Those are fighters? Yeah, those are fighters. And yeah, what it looks like is, even though they have their aircraft carrier, I'm not seeing any of their planes out right now. And it could be that his planes got annihilated. Our aircraft carrier decided to spec himself with a dive bomber squadron, which is the little bomber at AC's 7 o'clock, and then 2 fighters. And having 2 fighters together is great because 2 squads of fighters will pretty much annihilate anything else. And when you look at the icons here, one thing I can tell you about the icons is, you notice in the fighters, you'll see a bunch of dots above their head. That's how many fighters are in that squadron. It's like 6. So as time goes by, if the squadrons get shot at by anti-air, you'll see that starting to get smaller because they're losing fighters.
Okay, so now, do they have to land every so often to refuel, or no?
Absolutely.
They do? Okay, so if the aircraft carrier gets destroyed, do they instantly die, or will they stick around for a little while until they have to land, and of course they crash?
They will stick around until they run out of fuel, and then they will fall into the sea. And the other thing about this, too, to keep in with the whole realism of the game, is if these planes get shot down and land on your ship, they will damage you.
Oh, that's kind of neat. It kind of sucks. I guess you wouldn't really have an option for like a fire team to go out there and be ready for it. You couldn't sound the alarm and be like, oh, we got a airplane in distress coming in, get ready for the collision or anything like that. It's not that advanced yet.
No, pretty much hitting the repair button is kind of sending the fire team out after the fact.
Right.
There we
go. And we won right there, guys. I won't say mainly because I took that thing over, but I'm sure it helped quite a bit. And wow, look at the experience on that. 1,382. I got 33 hits, One set on fire and one captured the base right there, guys. What am I in the score? I want to see, where am I? Where am I? I am number, I'm about halfway. It's an improvement. I'm not down on the bottom at least. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to port, guys. And I do believe you started this one, right?
Did I start this one?
I think you did.
I don't remember anymore. Well, anyways, guys, as always, it's a pleasure having you along with us. And again, these episodes we're doing with AC here are going to be more tutorial, lending some insight to the game and gameplay. So we're trying to give you guys a little bit of learning, so to speak. So if you have any questions, curiosities, feel free to leave a comment below on our channels and ask the questions. We'll be happy to answer them. And of course, as always, if you enjoy what you see here, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more.
Goodbye, guys.
Ciao!